Let's talk about why people never really change. And what I mean with change is achieving their dreams, becoming millionaires, becoming fit, getting into long-term healthy relationships, or living the life that they really want. And I talk about it because I was in a situation where I wanted change, and it was probably one of the hardest things for me because I followed the concepts that everybody talks about, like discipline, motivation, find your why, set your goals. But honestly, those things never worked for me. And when I found out what transformation means, because the deeper meaning is becoming the person you want to be with the life you want to have, then everything changed. I reached all my dreams, all my goals with this concept. And when you understand that transformation means changing your past, then everything changes. But here, you sit here, you're watching the video and you're listening to a guy talking about changing the past, and you're like, how should that work? The past is past. You cannot change the past. But this is not the truth. The truth is you can change the past. And that's what I do. That's what I did. That's what I show others. That's why we are here now. And if you first understand that you can change your past, then you could think about, why would you do that? And just think about it. Why would you change your past? If you want to reach a goal, then a lot of times you're doing new things, right? You're making a plan, you're setting goals, and you're trying to do something different. But the problem is that your identity is not made to do something different. It's made to do exactly what you're doing right now. It's made to be where you are right now, which means probably, yes, you have some growth. Your life is changing more or less, but it's not like a big step. How many people have we seen who want to build businesses and they take their whole lives? They're in their 50s, 60s and still in the process. Like, how long do you want it to go? It takes forever. But if you change your past, this thing becomes very fast because now you're playing with time. Because imagine, you have always been an athlete. Do you think an athlete is struggling with food, with healthy food? Do you think an athlete is struggling to go and do workouts, to go and do the mobility work, to go and do the accessory work? No, they just do it because that's what they do. The same with a millionaire. A millionaire is doing the things that a millionaire does. He doesn't have the thing with, oh, but what if I do that? Then people think this or that about me, and all of those fears that usually people have when they want to become successful, but they are not. And that's the concept behind changing your past. Remembering who you have always been, because now you can have your dream body without discipline. And nobody talks about it. Nobody talks about it. Everybody talks about discipline, motivation, push through, find your reason, go to it. If you're tired, just push, go anyways, and then you reach your goals. But what is the truth? People are reaching their goals for a certain amount of time and they drop down. With food, with calorie deficit and with some sports, yeah, you can change your body, temporary. But then these people are also waiting for their cheat days, oh, but then the burger and then this and then that. But an athlete does not think like that because an athlete does other things. But if you are the fat guy, if you are the broke guy, then you do something different that is not you, and that is the problem. Now you're accessing internal resources that are ending. They're not unlimited. And if you use something limited to achieve your goals, then guess where you will land? It will stop at one point. At one point, your body needs to recover. And that's when you do the things while not even seeing what's happening. Because then you get sick, then an accident happens, then you get a tennis elbow, then your business model stops working, then your partner cheats on you. There's always something in the outside environment that happens which made it look like it's not you. But actually, it's your strategy. It was 100% you who created that, who's responsible for that. And if you can understand that, then you don't think anymore in terms of, okay, what do I need to do to become successful, to change my body, change my food? You rather think of, who do I need to become first? And the next level of that is, of course, who have I always been? Because if you understand the concept of parallel realities and everything is existing at the same time, then you may get a glimpse, the idea that you may be able to go to a different timeline, change your past, and from there on you are doing the things naturally. And then you achieve goals that people are dreaming about. Without discipline, without motivation, just because that's now your life. And that's the beauty of changing your past. So how does this work? Think in terms of algorithms first, okay? It's important to understand that life is the same algorithm or has the same algorithm like, for example, Instagram or YouTube. You're going and watching some content, you're interacting with certain content, and then you get more of it. And that's, by the way, now a good time to like this video to get more of the information that helps you with real transformation. And this means now that if you are, for example, already a successful entrepreneur, you will get opportunities to get more of what you are. If you are an athlete, you will just do more things. You get more opportunities to stay the athlete, to become a better athlete. And if you then think about the concept of an algorithm, then you understand that there's no luck. There's no luck. People say, oh, you're lucky, this happened to you and this doesn't happen to me. But no, it's not. It's who you are. You prepared yourself for that. You prepared yourself for the opportunity. There could be a different person getting the exact same opportunity and they would not see that because we are filtering reality. So we may be in the same situations, everything is exactly the same, but one sees it, the other not. So you get what you are ready for, you get what you can handle, you get more of who you are. And that's what we are changing with changing our past. We are changing into a timeline where we have more opportunities, where things happen naturally, because that's just what your path in the other reality always has been. So there's a version of you now that has the dream body, has the dream relationship, has the dream business, has the dream results, and you can choose to become that. And now you may ask, okay, but how do I change my past? How can this even work? This doesn't make sense. And of course it doesn't make sense because our senses are not built for that. Our senses are made to capture the linear path that we are in, time going linear. But there's more. You are more than this being with those 5 senses. So the first thing is you need to believe in it, because you're so much stronger and powerful that you think. But life has made you very limited. And I think we should talk in a different video about it, how this limitation works and how you limited yourself and how you find your way back to this kind of realizations, to these understandings and teachings that help you really to change everything. Because once you understand that you created it and how you created it and why you created it, then you can just create whatever you want. But in the past, and probably before you watch this video here, you didn't have the knowledge. But once you're ready for it, it's coming into your life. And the knowledge here for changing your past is first to believing in it, that it's possible. Because if you believe it's not, it's not. You're right, you're 100% right, it's not possible. So it starts with a belief, and a belief means you cannot try that. You cannot come here, watch my next videos, follow the concepts, try them and see if they work. This is not how it works. These concepts have nothing to do with me. They have 100% to do with you. So you do it or you don't do it. You're pregnant or not. There's no half. So if you're trying something, you're giving yourself already the option to fail, and guess what is going to happen if you have that option. So first, you start with believing it. And if you believe it 100%, which can take some time, by the way, maybe you need more resources, more information about the topic, fine, do your research. You will see that the information now is available in a way that you can accept it through physics, through quantum physics, through the mystic schools that are nowadays more public that you can find, because in the past you couldn't find them. They were hidden for a reason. And once you can get to the conclusion, okay, it is possible, it is really possible, then the next step is to think about who have you always been, which of course you do by thinking about how is your perfect life. How would your perfect life be? You wake up in the morning, then what? You probably have a list of tasks that you know would make your life amazing if you would do them. And then the question is, who would do them? Who would love to do those tasks? Because these are not tasks that people just don't like, you know? There are people who like washing the dishes. There are people who like cleaning. There are people who like all certain kind of things that I don't like at all, and maybe you neither. But it's possible to like them. So who would like them? And in the sense of changing your body or business, I think these are easy ones, because you can change your body pretty easily with that concept. Because you can think of, okay, who has an amazing body? An athlete. Okay, who has amazing business? Maybe a millionaire. So it's pretty easy. And then you go there and you draw a card, which is a symbol of this identity. So it needs to be a symbol, because symbols are working on higher realms of reality. So a symbol is telling a story. A whole life is just basically a symbol. And you draw that symbol on a card. And what you do then is you're focusing every day on the card and you're remembering who you have always been by seeing that card, and also with meditation by closing your eyes and visualizing that symbol. You do that all the time. You remind yourself who you have always been. And that's how you show then the algorithm your identity. And don't get stuck by the old self, you know, because Even if you change your timeline, if you become an athlete, there may be echoes coming that are telling you, oh, but the pizza, but the burger, but the cheat days, and da. You need to understand that this is part of it and it's normal. It's just important to not trust yourself at this time anymore, because when you're changing, you will start to first losing your mind, because you need to lose your mind. The mind is part of your identity and you need to lose it to find it again. So you need to question everything you thought about, everything you think now is true or is a fact. How you should do things, what you should eat, how you should work out. Just question everything. Is this really a truth? They may have been the truth for a certain time, but now you can change a new one. And by remembering who you have been, you will see, you will get new ideas. Because it's the algorithm. This is basically liking or interacting with content. And then you will get into the path of new opportunities. Suddenly you just start things out of nothing and people ask you, oh, how did you do that? How can you have the motivation? And oh, you're so disciplined, but it's not like that. It's just the natural algorithm of life giving you more of that. And at one point you will realize that this is really how it works. You have not been that poor guy coming from the poor family. All the things that happened to you, they did not happen to you anymore, because now you have a different past. And by understanding that, you cannot, and that's another thing of the victim world that you are in right now, because that's where we are born into. And in the victim reality, you say things, oh, I cannot do this because, oh, in the past this happened, that happened, and then you project into the future. But if you have a new past now, then what happened? Things didn't happen. Different things happened. And now you can do things out of different reasons. Now you're suddenly empowered because you got the social skills, you got the soft skills. You were reading, you were training, you were working out, you were moving your body, even though it may not look like that. But by believing it, you will see that this is your truth. Because honestly, how do you even know what is your past? How do you know? How do you know what you did last week really happened? That's something, it's a construct in our minds. So then why would we not able to change them? Because our body has the expressions and the memories, or you have the scar, you have the skin because you were obese. Is that the reason? Don't let yourself fool by that. Don't let yourself fool by the material expression or by the material signs that you see. You need to overcome that too. So if you can overcome that, the mind that tries to keep you in the old, that anchors you in this timeline, if you can just let it speak, but anyways act differently, anyways doing the practices of remembering, then you will see you will get there. And it's important to then also look for synchronicities, tiny things that can show you that this does not fit to your current timeline, that this does not fit to your current past. This must be from the other past. And here you always again have two options. You can say, no, I made it up. I could just interpret it for everything. It's like astrology or something that someone says something and it fits kind of to everyone. If you choose that, then be a victim of that and say it's not working. Look for a different modality and try this, try that, You can be a victim as long as you want. Or you can choose to make it happen. And you see, hey, this is the synchronicity. This is the confirmation that I'm already changing my past. And from there on, you will see more and more and more and more. Because this is the synchronicity. You get more of what you are. And you have always been now an athlete. You have always been now a successful entrepreneur. And you will see, you will get more of that. But again, it's not a thing of trying. It's a thing of knowing 100%, believing 100% that it's possible, and then doing the work. And it's pretty simple. And in the next videos, we go deeper into the topic. Right now, I want to stop it here. The core message in this video was believe, one, that you can change your past, and two, look at the symbol and see who you have always been. Who fits to your reality that you want to create, and then practice focusing, practice remembering as soon as you wake up, just before you go to bed. During the day, look for the signs, look for the synchronicities. Feel how it is to have this past and not the past that you had that limits you and has created the life that you have right now that you are not 100% satisfied with. And then I'm sure you're going to see synchronicities and change.